started. Basic introduction. Jai Hind. Good evening, everyone. I am LFC Durga Sailaja Meruga, and he's the one who is also beside me in the picture is Cadet Corporal Shivanand. So we've attended Advanced Leadership Camp 2 in Nizamabad. So a basic introduction about the camp is, Advanced Leadership Camp is somewhere where all the cadets get trained for the SSB and personality development, both the things. So this is the basic introduction about the camp. So the agenda of the whole webinar today is we'll let you know what ALC camp is and what the objective of the camp, and how we were given the schedule of the camp and also our daily schedule. Then there are 2 phases of the camp which I would like to describe the whole camp as, and finally some photos and videos. If you guys have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and ask me directly, or you can either ask Shivanand also. So Advanced Leadership Camp 2, it was held. It is a national camp and it is held in Nizamabad, in Police CTC and Jankampet. That is the local address of the camp. So the total duration of the camp is 11 days. It was organized by 12T Battalion NCC of Nizamabad Group. It is a national camp. We had total 3 directorates participated in the camp. One is APNT. Another one is Orissa Directorate and MPNCG, that is Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh Directorate. So these 3 directorates were in the camp. The total strength of the camp was 300 cadets, approximately 300 cadets, like it exceeded 300, 301, something like that. So out of all that, SWs were 100, close to 100, around 100, and the remaining 200 cadets were SDs. So it was the significance of the camp. The main motto of the camp is to train cadets for SSB, like to let them know what is the total SSB training process, what are the different steps involved in SSB exam and all, interview and all. So that is the main motto, and also personality development. Some traits like leadership and personality development, employability training, all those things were also taught to us. So that is the purpose of the camp. How were we selected for the camp? We had to, firstly, according to the vacancies, our unit conducts the exam. So we wrote the exam in the unit for the national camps, and both of us, me and Shivanand, got selected for the camp. There were total 3 vacancies for us, me and Shivanand, and also there's another SD, he is Vamshi Madhavan from MVSR College. So we 3 from our unit went to the camp. The camp, since it is a national camp, we had all 3 wings of the NCC, that is Army, Navy and Air Force. Majority was Army as usual, and Air Force and Navy people were in the same ratio, like approximately 6 to 10 people from our Navy and Air Force. So that is about the camp. So that is the goal mainly was to train us, or to get to let us know about the SSB and all. We had Colonel Pinaki Banik sir, who took all our SSB training classes. He was such an amazing personality. We could freely interact with him. We could freely ask our doubts. The camp never felt like so difficult for us. It was very easy for us. He was so very cooperative, and the kind of training that he gave, all of us, each and every cadet in the camp, felt that SSB was a very easy exam. It never felt like it is a competitive exam. We had to prepare for that. We have to go for coaching outside. We never felt that in the whole training. Finally, sir wanted one thing from us, that he never wanted us to go to some coaching center for SSB training. So that is accomplished throughout the camp. The very first day he explained us the steps involved in SSB training. He also gave us different ideologies and different things about the camp. So he took it day by day. Like day 1, this will be in your SSB interview. Day 2, this is your thing, and day 3, this will be taken and all. So all these trainings were taken by Colonel Pinaki Banik sir, and that is the goal and objective of the camp. And also we had personality development classes taken by that I'll explain in the next slide. So this is the schedule of the camp. The total 11 days were planned for the cadets for SSP training and personality development. So the daily schedule of the cadets would be roll call and morning PT. 5:30 we used to have the roll call. Morning 5:30 a.m. roll call. Immediately after that we used to have PT for 1 hour. So around 6:45 or 7, they used to leave us for breakfast, and 8:30 a.m. sharp, we used to fall in for the class. In class, Pinaki Banik sir used to take classes for us, that is SSB training as usual. He had that scheduled separately for us. And after that, we used to have a break in between, snacks break. And after that, again class. And after class, we had lunch break. Lunch break used to be a little long than all other breaks. We used to rest a while after the lunch. So after we used to get lunch break around 12:40 or 1 o'clock. And after 1 o'clock, we used to have our lunch peacefully and fall in again at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, again falling for the class. So there is no drill in the whole ALC camp. We never ever had a drill session in the whole ALC camp. It was all about classes and games and PT. So after 3 o'clock class, we used to have games around 4 o'clock. Immediately after games, we used to have a roll call, and that is the final NCC song, and the day is done. After that, we can go to our barracks back again, get freshen up, and we used to have dinner. And after that, 10:30 sharp, lights off. In the whole duration of the camp, in somewhere in the middle, we used to have motivational movies also. We got a chance to watch 3 motivational movies. Actually, they planned a motivational movie every day, but that was somehow not possible. So we requested them, and we had 3 motivational movies in the whole camp. So that is the camp schedule and daily schedule of the camp. Then, as I said, I would like to describe the whole camp as 2 phases. One is cadet program, another one is SSB training. So cadet program is nothing but it is a program that is introduced by EXPA. So what is EXPA? EXPA is an association, ex-cadets association, ex-NCC cadets association. So like all of us, people who attended RDC and YEP, they all formed an organization. It is a non-governmental organization. So the cadets who completed their NCC and in a zeal to give something back to NCC, all of those form this organization called EXPA. You can search their page in Instagram, EXPA_cadet _NCC, India. So the main motto of them is to give back to NCC. So how are they giving it back to NCC is they're training, they introduced the program called Cadet, CADET. So in this program, the overall motto of the program is to train cadets all-round personality and employability skills or employability training. So the best part of the camp, or the best experience of the camp for each and every cadet of the camp, was cadet program. They introduced cadet program on 2nd day or 3rd day, if I'm not wrong. They introduced this, let us assume they introduced it on 3rd day. So 3rd day, the whole team was present on Saturday and Sunday, because they're having their own work to do. Apart from that, in order to give NCC back something, they are working on their weekends. So on Saturday and Sunday, they were available, and they came to us. The whole team came to us. A team of 10 members approximately came to us. They introduced themselves, and we were divided into groups. So until then, we couldn't interact with everyone. Like, we couldn't interact with the other directorate people or other group people. So we were 29 total from Secunderabad group. All of us would interact well and good, like from people and all, but we couldn't interact properly with other state people. That newness and all was not at all gone. So cadet program gave us that opportunity to interact with everyone. So they randomly put all of us into 7 groups. So in each group, there were people from all 3 directorates. So we could talk to each other. That talking was also not directly, that thing also they upon what activities that they made us do, made us to interact with everyone. So their program was, cadet program was scheduled for 2 days. The whole day we had morning PT, full cadet program, games were also not there, only morning PT, full cadet program, end of the day. That is how the cadet program was. So what this cadet program is, let me abbreviate it. Shivan, can you just take for 2 minutes? I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So
no, sir, not audible clearly.
Sorry. 1 second. So,
Shivan, shall I continue?
I'm Cadet Corporal V. Shivanand. So, as my friend Durga, she discussed about entire the process of the cadet program and the initial stages of the camp. Well, I need to abbreviate that cadet program, right? So, we will abbreviate that cadet program. Cadet stands for Comprehensive All-Round Development and Employability Training. So, yeah, you can see the Durga screen, right? That is the cadet program. So, the program is meant to enhance our leadership skills and communication skills and remove. We had barriers in the beginning of the camp, like no SG and SW could meet, and the inter-directorate, the people from other directors couldn't meet. So this cadet program has literally changed the entire thing. Okay, they actually made us to interact with each and every guy from other directorates. They actually divided us in such a manner that we need to mingle. We have left with no other option but to mingle with them. Yeah, so that's how the cadet program began. They really helped. The program really helped us a lot because we are made to learn a lot of new things. That will you guys would never you guys can never see outside and never learn outside. Okay, those kind of programs, those kind of interactive sessions we had over there.
And there were also so many challenges faced by the cadets in the whole camp, like language barrier. They had different challenges to be faced, like the food was a little issue in the beginning. Nobody could settle well in the camp, but cadet program was something that really made us open to the whole camp. So this was the workbook that gave all of us got. So each page or each thing that they made us do had every single line had a significance from this whole workbook. They made us do so many activities, all were filled with fun. We never felt that those activities were difficult or anything.
Yeah.
There were trainers that made us do all those activities and all. So to give full gist of the whole thing, so it was this was the first thing that we filled. So following instructions is the first thing. So they asked us to read this and fill accordingly. How well do we follow the instructions is what is mentioned here. There are 15 instructions to be followed, but before that we have to read here. The thing that is given here is read everything before you start with anything. So all of us in that excitement, and we couldn't we read that, but we didn't understand the thing, and we started following all those instructions from 1 to 15. But the thing what is given there is read everything before you start with anything. So we had to read all 15 sentences first and then start doing anything. But all of us started doing everything right from the first instruction. The first instruction is start writing your name on the upper right hand corner of the page. All of us wrote our names on the upper right hand corner of the page. But what they wanted to teach us after doing this activity is, before doing anything, you have to know well and what and well of the situation, and then start doing anything. So like this single activity, every activity they made us do is unforgettable. It was filled with lots of fun, lots of enjoyment and all. One such activity is they asked us to make an advertisement. So anything, any advertisement, but the product that you're advertising should not be already existing. It can be anything. It should not, it need not be a logical thing. It could not be anything. So it can be anything. So one of my friends in my group made this advertisement is like all of us in the camp of facing language barriers, few of us. So people were from Orissa, people were from MP and CG. Hindi, Orissa people were speaking Hindi a little slowly. So based on this, he came up with an advertising idea is there are language pills. So after you take that language pills, you can speak whatever language you want, wherever you go. So that is one of the good advertisement. We all enacted those advertisement, and that was fun. It is just to just for the cadets to have that open mind, mingle with other, interact with other people. So they, in the whole 2 days cadet program, we were never given we could do whatever we want. We were never stopped from doing this or stopped from doing that. We could do whatever we want. They were like friends with us. The trainers were like friends with us. So we could call them by their names and all. So it was like that. And the second thing they asked us, who are you? So apart from you telling my name is this, or my father's name is this, I am recognized by this, they asked us, who are we? So as an individual person, who are you? And finally, they gave us conclusions, who should we be and all. So that is one activity of the cadet program. After that, self-esteem is one thing. So while we have a fallen, I'll just bring this worksheet. You can all take a look at this worksheet. And if you want to learn more, you can follow their Instagram pages. They have so many things. So they, for each and every section that is given in the worksheet, they made us do an activity. So advertisement is such an activity, and we had zoom in, zoom out. That is also one very interactive activity. And saying no is also one thing that they taught us. The ways to say no politely, how to politely say no, how to be polite and say no. Saying no is also one important thing. And time management, Eisenhower matrix. And if you guys know SWOT analysis is something all of us wrote with real dedication in the whole camp. They gave this as homework for us. So I remember all our roommates sitting together and writing SWOT analysis. And apart from that, ethics, morals, legal ethics, and so this is the worksheet that they gave to us. So when we come to the fallen, we'll definitely bring this worksheet and you can take a look at this worksheet. Apart from that, the second phase of the camp was SSB training. So in the whole SSB training, we were first, in the very first day, on the opening ceremony itself, Pinaki sir introduced himself and he told us what he's going to take, like how he's going to take classes for us. So importance of ALC is they teach us personality development. We could interact. I am an introvert person. Like I interact with people, but it takes a lot of time for me. I never expected in this 11 days I would interact with all the 3 directed people, and definitely most of them are good friends of mine. So they give us information about the career opportunities in armed forces and also SSB. They get total overview of SSB. So all of us were competing. We were divided into few syndicates. Syndicates is nothing but groups. SWs were divided into 2 syndicates and SDs were divided into 4 syndicates, if I'm not wrong. So in the whole thing, how entries for on the very first day, Pinaki sir explained the different entries into armed forces: NDA, technical entry scheme, CDS, SSC technical, NCC special entry, then TA technical army and SL commission. All these different entries were explained by him. And then he just took a basic introduction about joining into armed forces and all. Why do we feel defense courses is a good choice and all, and how NCC helps or benefits for us to join in armed forces. So he explained us the SSB interview. So SSB interview, GTO will be present. There'll be a psychologist, medical officer, and all. So he explained us the different days of SSB interview. So the day 0 is going to the SSB center, settling and reporting. So that is the day 0, and you can rest the whole day. And day 1 of SSB is you'll have your breakfast, verbal tests, non-verbal tests, reasoning. So these all will be there in the day 1. So verbal test is nothing but something that you speak. Non-verbal is where we don't use our mouth or use our words. So reasoning. In all these non-verbal, we'll be having picture, word association test, picture association, picture perception test and all. I'll let you know that in detail. So they'll show us a picture and we have to make a story out of it. It can be anything. So the way you make a story, like the way you make positive stories or negative stories or neutral stories, that is how they judge that based on that, they judge you in the SSB interview. So there'll be group discussions. Group discussions are the most, heated arguments in the whole camp. We lost our throats due to that also. So for everything.
And a point to remember, Durga became the leader of the group discussion, okay?
Yeah. After a lot of heated arguments and discussions, like for every activity that was explained by Pinaki sir, we were called onto the stage and asked to do that originally. We felt like it was an SSB interview. We never felt like it was like some kind of classes were being taken, let us sleep and all. The days when Pinaki sir didn't take the classes where other officials, I should not mention, but still we were sleeping in the whole class. But Pinaki sir was taking the classes, we never felt like it was a sleeping class or anything. It was totally enjoyable. It was very interactive. We were involved in the whole thing. So day 2 is something where we have to pray to God and we have to believe in ourselves and all. It was not totally described, but still I'm giving a gist of that. The very first thing that was there was personality development class was taken by them. So OIR is officers, intelligence reasoning, and PDT, picture perception and description test, then storytelling and group discussion. These were the 4 things that were majorly focused in the whole camp. That is picture perception and description test, storytelling or narration, and group discussion. Finally, I think there was also just a minute session, but we couldn't get time to cover that. But apart from that, picture perception and description test, storytelling or narration, and group discussion, all these 3 were covered in the whole camp. So there's also verbal reasoning test and non-verbal reasoning test. To describe about non-verbal reasoning test, there were few questions that were sorted out by Pinaki sir. Pinaki sir displayed those questions on the screen, and we could. He started the timer, and he asked us to solve those questions. Finally, we could cross-check ourselves how many we could do it in the given time limit and all. We need practice for that non-verbal reasoning. It will be like different patterns will be given, and we have to find out the next pattern. So that is how the non-verbal reasoning test was. He just gave an introduction so that after going back, whoever wants to practice can practice based on that. And the next thing was picture perception test and storytelling. So sir showed us a picture from the newspaper. It was just a random, just a picture. That's it. That too a glazy black and white. It won't be visible very clearly. You will not have that time also to observe it. So it is a very glazy and blurry picture, black and white picture. So whatever you see in the given time span, you have to make a story out of it and uh, present it there. So we were shown a picture in the newspaper, in I think it's Times of India newspaper, some picture on the very first page. It was very black and white. We couldn't see it properly, though sir came close to us and sir tried to show us. We couldn't observe it properly. So from whatever we saw, we started writing the story. So the picture was something where we could see a river and there were few people working on that. So sir asked us to write a story. As I already said, we were divided into different syndicates. So from each syndicate, sir asked one of us to come onto the stage and write our story. That story should not be fictitious. It should not be a fictional story. It should be something realistic. Like when I said sir showed us that picture, I'll read the story. What I wrote. So once upon a time, there was a boy who stays in a village close to the forest. Once, when he was back from the forest, when he was coming back home, he saw a crowd of 6 people and was curious to know what was happening. He went there and then started asking what happened. Then the crowd of 6 people moved aside and showed him what happened. Then they saw an UAV, unidentified um, aircraft, which crashed and landed there. So this is how the story should be very neutral. It should not be negative, like someone died or someone met with an accident. It can be that, but make it positive when you're doing that. It should be, sir suggested that it should be something that is very neutral. So neutral stories were suggested. That was day 1 practice. And after that, immediately after that, sir got us so many pictures. So sir, there was some cartoon pictures. So sir displayed them on the screen and we could make up stories out of that. Sir asked us to make something, write something neutral. He made us practice so many pictures, like almost some 10 to 15 pictures were practiced by us. We were perfect in that task. So whatever he made us do, he literally made us perfect. And another one is word association test that I would like to include here. So different words will be given. I'll show you a video of that where Shivanand participated in word association test. So randomly they'll give you a word. In less than a few seconds, you have to form a sentence with that word. For example, fear. Fear is worst when you sleep. Then poverty. Poverty is common in India. Something like that. You have to shoot out your sentences immediately after you hear a word. It should not be individual, like fear, I fear, or I'm scared. It should not be that I individual thing. So we have to keep practicing on that. So we were giving so many words, almost 150 to 100 words, and we practiced on that. We were perfect in this task also. So actually there we have to write. So we have to write neatly because we ourselves are going to read out for them. Sorry, we are not going to read out for them. So when others are looking at what you wrote, it should be clear and they have to understand what you wrote, what you write. So during the whole process, we stayed calm. It was very peaceful. We could think properly. The atmosphere was so quiet. So it was very supportive environment also. So next one was thematic association test. In thematic association test also will be given a few lines of the story and we have to continue that story. I think picture is not shown here. We'll be just given few lines of the story and we have to continue that story in a neutral way again. It is same as a picture perception test, but we have to, here instead of the picture we'll be given few lines of the story. So one example is that once upon a time there was a man called so and so who wanted to impress a girl. He wanted to impress her in all possible means. So we have to continue that story. If you guys want to know more about what we learned in the whole SSP training, you can ask us or directly when we come meet in the forums, or you can contact us directly, me and Shivana. So that is one thing that was given for us. And another one is situation test. So half line will be given, like I will, one example is you are traveling in a bus. Suppose you are traveling in a bus and due to the chaos and confusion due to the rush in the bus, you forgot to take the ticket from the conductor. You're close to your stop and you have to get down in the next two stops. What will you do next? In a positive way, you have to think like, what I said is I'll talk to the conductor and buy the ticket while getting down, or I'll apologize to the conductor and now I'll go and take the ticket. So that is how we have to make it something positive or in a neutral way. So another example is you are coming back from your school or you're coming back from your college and you saw few people running from a house, covering their faces and running from a house in your community. What will you do? Then we'll try to call the cops and find out what happened. Okay, that is how we have to write in a neutral way or in a positive way. What will you do if you were really in that situation? So that is a situation test. This was also like we almost practiced some 50 to 60 words in the whole camp in a span of one class, I think. After this, we were given a whole day break because we used so much of our brains. We were given a whole day break after this. Immediately, we didn't had class in the afternoon. Directly, we were called for PT. So this was one thing. We almost practiced 100 words in the whole day. 100 words were practiced by us. So that is how we were trained. And group discussions. Oh my God, group discussions were filled with so much heat and so much arguments. So from each syndicate is nothing but a group that we were divided into. From each syndicate, two of us were asked to come onto the stage. So I'll try to show those pictures also. We were given seats on the stage and we were asked to sit in a semicircle form. We were given a topic, a single topic. Like we were given reservations. Reservations was the topic that was given to us and we have to discuss on that and come to a conclusion. It shouldn't be a fish market. Obviously, when there are 10 to 12 people of different mindsets and different perceptions, it will be a fish market. But the one who takes the initiative to control the group, that person should not be bossy. He should not try to take the bossiness, like you stop, you cannot speak, or you stop, you cannot speak. That should not be the thing of the camp. Whole group discussion. Someone who takes the initiative to listen to everyone, or someone who has that point to stop everyone. So the very first thing that we learned, the main quality of a leader that we learned through cadet program and also SSP training is initiative. The one who takes an initiative is a leader first, and someone who is not bossy, someone who listens to all his teammates is a leader. So in the group discussion, after a whole explanation by sir, we were given the topic called reservations. Should reservations be continued in India or not? So we were people of 12 and everyone started speaking at once. But there was one fellow who told, you speak now, right initially. So sir was like, you cannot start doing that right from the initial stage. So immediately after the group discussion starts, you cannot tell, let us speak one by one or let us do this. So let everyone give their opinions. And if you feel that group discussion is going out of control, it is going to be a fish market, then you can take an initiative and tell, let us all go one by one and convey our opinions. So it was like group, we were given, I think 10 minutes for the whole group discussion. We had a pinpoint, we had sharpening points and all, but still it was a fish market. Actually, sir declared none of us would be a leader in the whole group discussion. So we were also told how we would be judged, how the 12 people of us would be judged in the whole group discussion. Like if there are 12 people, they cannot select all 12 people, right? So how would they screen out people? So the people who are not at all participating in the group discussion, or who are managing, who are trying to tell that I am a part of this discussion also, those people are the first ones to be out of the interview. So the people who try to take the initiative in a proper manner without bossying the whole group discussion would be a leader. So in this 12, in the whole 12 individuals, none of us could be a leader, because I would have been a leader, but I couldn't control everyone. That was one thing that lacked in me. If I could control all the 12 people in a good manner, definitely I would have been a leader. Otherwise, except that, comparing with all
Gurjal,
others, I
let me
wasn't
add a
leader.
point over here.
Sorry.
So even though there was no leader declared by the sir, but
Yes.
more than half of the people who are sitting on the stage in that 12 people accepted Durga as leader, and I would like to
Yeah.
appreciate for that. For that.
Yeah. Thank you. So after every process that we were asked to do, we were having self-reviews. People from the audience would review us. We ourselves would also review us, like what we lacked or what we shouldn't have done. So there were so many people that were coming and trying to review us. We cannot say judging us, because that is a competitive spirit or competitive perspective of the judgment. So they were giving their own reviews. From all the participants were giving their own reviews. So we have to take it in a positive way and try to improve it for the next time. Every process was happening in the same way. So finally, sir, this was not taken by Pinaki sir, it was taken by some other sir. So sir also gave his inputs in the whole group discussion. So group discussion was also a very good memory of the camp, which none of us will forget. So after this, after too much of talking, I'd like to show the videos in a while. So next thing is camp friendship. Camp friendship is where memories are woven, laughter echoes endlessly, and bonds grow stronger with every passing moment. I proudly say, without cadet program, none of us would have got new friends from other directorates. None of us. I think even with Secunderabad group, like as I told, Secunderabad group people were 29. I don't think even with 29 Secunderabad group people we would have interacted. It was just because of cadet program, because of EXPA, we could interact with all other directorates. We have friends from now, we now have friends from Orissa directorate, MP directorate, and CJ directorate. So yeah, we used to play games in the afternoon. Games are also like really, we understood the significance of everything that we did in the camp. Friendships were also something like we used to have dinner together. We used to have lots of talks. How we exchanged our cultures, we exchanged our cultural talks. We taught them Telugu. They taught them their own regional language. So it was filled with fun. We have so many friends now. Even today, we had a discussion about something. We keep on talking every day. So yeah, that is how camp friendships cannot be ever forgetful in all of our lives. So that is, friendship is also one of the main thing about the camp. So yeah, this is whole Secunderabad group. The ones in the army combat are our PI staff who took care of us in the whole 11 days. And I could point the laser. Yeah, he is Colonel Pinaki Banik sir. We are very happy. We feel so gratitude that he was there for us in the whole camp for the SSP training. He was the CO, Colonel RS Rathod sir. And all these are our PI staff who took care of us in the whole camp. So on the very last day, we requested them for culturals. So we had culturals in the last day. In Secunderabad group, the SWs performed a dance, and I was into anchoring. That is the reason why I was in NCC formals. So I'll show you the videos of that also. So there are people from Army, Navy, and Air Force. Literally on 6th July, none of us know our names except me, Shivanand, and Vamshi, because we three are from Air Force. Only we three know each other, and other people are like total strangers to us before 6th also. 6th also we couldn't interact with everyone that properly. But that the time we were saying goodbye to each other, it never felt like we were strangers 11 days ago. 11 days ago, we were strangers. We never felt that. We became close to each other. So like in the 11 days of camp, we never had fights. or we never fought with each other. There were no heated arguments were not at all present in the whole Secunderabad group. I don't know about SDs, but SWs, no, not at all. Yeah, here's another video. Shivanand was taking word association test. So Pinaki sir was giving a single word and we have to shoot the sentences. I couldn't control my excitement in this, so bear my voice also. So that is a video from the training, that is word association test. We got bonus points here. Shivana was from Syndicate 4, but we got bonus points. It was actually for 10 marks and we got 12 marks for that. Apart from Shivanan, we also had another SW from Secunderabad group. Both of them got bonus marks. So Shivana was trying to tell we were from Secunderabad group. Sorry. Yeah. Here, sir was like, there are two people from Secunderabad and no one, sir is from Nizamabad group, right? No one is from Nizamabad group. We need someone from Nizamabad group. And also we were so excited and we shouted Secunderabad group, Secunderabad group. And this is a glimpse from culturals. I was into anchoring. Yeah. So I was anchoring in English, and the other one is Ankit. He was also from MPNCG Directorate. He was anchoring in Hindi. So both of us were anchoring on the day of culturals. So after closing ceremony, after the performances and all, we had Bada Khana. So Bada Khana is something that you get on the very last day of the camp that you enjoy eating. We had ice creams on the last day. So after Bada Khana, we were left free. We were given feedback forms to fill. After that, we played games in the evening. We spoke to PI staff. We spoke to Colonel Pinaki Banik sir. Pinaki Banik sir's wife is Lieutenant Colonel in medical. She's a gynecologist. So ma'am was also there on the last day. We could ask her doubts regarding medical doubts in the SSB process and all. And after that, we played games in the afternoon. We clicked a lots of pictures on the last day. We interacted with everyone, and finally, that was the conclusion. Sorrowful thing. We had dinner together that day, and next day we left our barracks and we came back home. So that is how the camp ended, with lots of fun. This is our Secunderabad group picture in Nizamabad railway station. Yeah. I think both of us feel very gratitude. We thank Malaysia sir for giving us this opportunity, our PI staff for being so supportive until we go to the camp, and also my co-cadets for wishing us luck, and thank you everyone.